Hello everyone, welcome back to our Florida Life YouTube channel. It is another beautiful day here in Florida, probably a high about 80. Had some fog this morning, but the sun's out now, clear, and a great day to be outdoors. I'd love to be out fishing, but unfortunately I have other things that came up that's going to hinder me from being able to do that this afternoon, work. So, but I want to go over something. I was looking for a chainsaw. I don't really need a chainsaw. Well, I didn't until recently, and but my wife was like I should go get one. So I have an electric one for around the property here, around the house. It's fine, but when you're having to go mobile, that's not going to work. And as you all know, I bought a 4-cycle weed eater this year, and I did that because I didn't want to have to deal with the mixing of oil, and then when you don't use it during the winter down in Florida, because it doesn't, the grass don't grow, it dies, especially here in Central Florida. No need to use it, no, so it sits for 4-6 months, and it doesn't run half the time. So I was curious, do they make a 4-cycle chainsaw? And they do. So I started looking around. There's only one brand, and it's called a Senix, S-E-N-I-X. And I saw it on Amazon. It was like 137 bucks. And I was like, oh, that's pretty good. I put it in the basket. And of course, wouldn't you know, I didn't buy it that night. The next day, Amazon drove the price up. So I decided to go shop around. I noticed that other retailers had it. And I went to my local Tractor Supply, and I'll show you what I got. All right, so here it is. It is a Senix 4-cycle gasoline chainsaw. As you can see, it was normally $170. Got it for $140. It's an 18-inch 4-cycle chainsaw, which was quite exciting. Has a 2-year warranty, and I let them talk me into another warranty in case it goes bad. So it breaks or anything, they claim they'll replace it. But I got it at Tractor Supply. So anyways, we're going to unbox this, and I already opened it up to look at the instructions just to make sure I knew exactly what we had, and we'll go from there. So start with this here. So there's the chainsaw. Inside it there's a emissions paperwork. They do give instructions and a quick start guide. That must be in the house. There's the engine oil with your chain tightener, and we'll see if we can't get it out of the box. Basically open it up out the side, slides out. Okay, so that's it. It's got a guard for the chain, so I'm going to slip that back on there while it's sitting here, just so that we don't mess up the chain. Okay. All right, so there it is. So this is it's an off-brand. The reviews overall were pretty good, so I decided I would take the chance. And like I said, the reason I wanted to get a 4-cycle is just so I don't have to deal with that gas and oil mixture. And then it, typically what happens with these things is they sit for 6 months or a year because you don't use it, and then they need carburetors clean, and then people end up getting rid of them. So I didn't really want to do that. And you never know when you'll need a chainsaw. So the engine oil fill is here. Here's your stop button, your primer button, and this is the choke right here. That's out all the way, and you push it back in, and it'll turn the choke off. This is the fuel right here. That's where the fuel goes in. And then the bar chain oil goes in there. That's where you fill up your bar chain oil. So I have not filled it with oil yet. I haven't done anything, but we're going to go ahead and fill it up and get it ready. So we're going to put the engine oil that they gave us. They're supposed to change the oil after 8 hours of running, and from what I saw people say, they said to use a good synthetic. So I'll probably end up doing that. And I don't know that I'll go 8 hours. I'll probably go sooner, but this is what they gave us. So we're going to put that into there, and then we'll fill it up with some fuel. I'll put the bar chain oil in, then I'll fill it with fuel because I don't want to spill it. So So we'll see if we can't get this all taken care of here and get it started and show it to you. Actually, looks like it, I thought they said it didn't have any oil in it. And you can even see, actually, a little bit of metal in there from probably when it was run the first time. And that's why they tell you to change the oil out, because that initial break-in period, you don't want to have that oil running through everything. So, all right, I'm going to get this stuff set up, and then we'll get back and show you what we got. All right, so we've gone ahead and put in the full bottle of oil. They do remind you that it was shipped without lubricant. That's 100 milliliters of 4-cycle engine lubricant that they want you to put in there. Don't overfill it, but it just fills it, so I'm not worried about it being overfilled. And they want you to check it on a flat surface, so when you do, you open it up, the oil should be right there at the threads, which it is, so we're good. Next, we're going to put in some bar chain oil. Now, as far as my bar chain oil goes, I don't have actual bar chain oil, but you can use 30 weight oil, and I'm going to get that. All right, so I did put bar chain oil in there. It holds a lot. 100 milliliters of engine oil in here. Fill this up with fuel. I wanted to show you this little plastic cover comes off. It's got instructions on everything, but it comes off, just sits right here. And then we'll put that back on there. There we go. That's there. Oops, sorry, I had my finger in the way. So we put that back on, and then I'm going to start it. So I know you got to hit the primer. They said 10 times. Okay. Then we'll try to start it. And it won't go back in. What I noticed is after you do that, when you pull that throttle, it will automatically kick the choke back in. But you're supposed to start it with the choke on. So I'm going to pull the choke on, and then I'm going to try to start it. And they said you might have to pull it about 5 times, then close the choke. You may have to prime it again, and then it should start. So we'll see what happens here. Started right up. Except we don't want to run. All right, I'll start it again. Want to make sure the oil is getting onto that blade, because if it doesn't, you'll tear up your blade as well. So it's an automatic oiler, so I shouldn't have to be doing anything to it, but that's one thing I want to make sure. Oil coming off the blade, so I know it's getting oil. What I'm not excited about is it's not very, doesn't sound like it's smooth, you know? I think it's good now, so I'm going to turn it off, and we're going to go cut up a tree.
probably. Because we used all the wood that we brought and we only used it twice. We used it 4 times. Twice as much as we thought.
I think it's, that seems to work fine. So what I want you all to do. All right, so in about a matter of 20-25 minutes, I was able to cut all that up there. A few things that I did want to note that I know better, but some folks don't, is that you should always wear eye protection and ear protection when operating a chainsaw. I was not, so shame on me. Not setting a good example to my kids. But you know, the chainsaw. Now this one as well, and I'm not Mr. Expert on chainsaws, but when you start this one, you only need to lightly pull it. When you go jerking back on that start handle, I noticed it wants to kick back. So if you just lightly pull it, cranks right up. No issues, nothing. So I wanted to mention that because I noticed that was a big deal. And maybe I should demonstrate that real quick just so y'all can see what I'm talking about. So when you go to start it, like some people want to really just jerk back on it. And when I do that, it kicks back. But if I literally, hang on, let me get a little one. If I just literally pull it, it starts. But if you go to jerk it, see what it does? It wants to kick back. So there's no need, and that may be all chainsaws, but this one in particular, I mean, it's a light pull and it starts. So I wanted to mention that because I noticed that. I really don't like to pull them and start them like this because they kick around, and if it's starting, the blade's active and all that. So, but I just wanted to mention that to you as well. So anyways, overall, I like it. It's a 4-cycle chainsaw. It's not as loud as the others, which is common, that a 4-cycle is not as loud as a 2-cycle. Boat motors, weed eaters, and all that. So I like that, and it works great. So overall, this is it. The Senix 18-inch chainsaw. I would recommend it. I don't know if they're going to be hard to find, but hey, it beats a 2-cycle mix and all that, and just being able to run it. So it does not have a case. Might be a downside for some of you. It does have a guard, but the guard doesn't lock on, I noticed. So that's kind of a bummer. It's just kind of loose. So I'll probably look for a way to attach it to the chainsaw. But anyways, so here, life on the Florida Life channel here. We've got chainsaw, and there'll be more things I'm going to use this for here in the future. There it is on there, but like I said, it doesn't really lock on, it just kind of rests on there, that we'll be using the chainsaw for. So y'all be seeing that at some point in the future. But we appreciate you watching. If you haven't subscribed, we would ask that you would subscribe, help us out, and with all the things that we do here on our channel. And we got some surprises coming up, like I said, and if you see firewood piled up, that might tell you what that's going to be for. But anyways, we're excited for what we've got coming up and hope you'll join us. Thanks again for watching, and we will see you all next time.